Right now, water prices are on the rise in Janesville, while water utility officials say a 50% increase is necessary.
And a Wisconsin man is arrested for running a THC cartridge manufacturing business out of his mother's condo.
Plus, we hear from the man accusing a former Fort Atkinson priest of sexual assault, including the movie he says inspired him to come forward.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Water will now cost more for one Rock County community.
50% more, which has some Janesville residents upset. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter joins us from our bureau at the Janesville Gazette with why the city says the change was necessary. Adam?
Well, Eric and Danica, while the city of Janesville says this might not be the most welcome change, in the long run, it'll actually save people money as well as keep drinking water safe. The sound of clean water coming from a Janesville tap is music to Craig Theisenhusen's ears.
A lot of people take for granted that it's buried, you don't see it, but what they do see is when they open up their tap, they have water.
Theisenhusen is Janesville's water utility superintendent.
I mean, we have our 3 different zones.
Which means he and a team of others are in charge of spotting the city's oldest water mains and fixing the ones in need of repair. And in a city as old as Janesville, a bad pipe isn't uncommon.
We have to, pare it down and say, okay, what are the worst ones out there that are causing the most service interruptions, and that's what we try to tackle first.
Now, with that being said, some spots are worse than others. This portion of North Lexington Street in Janesville has seen 9 total breaks in just a span of 2,400 feet. The city of Janesville says if the main isn't replaced, that will continue to happen. The city started the wide-scale repair and replacement of these pipes in 2015, using loan money to pay for it. But Finance Director Max Gagan says they realized that in the long term, that would be more expensive.
If we continued to borrow and pay interest expense, that rates would be much higher 5, 10, 15 years down the road.
So now as the new pipes go in,
it has a liner on the inside. Right?
The money to do that will come from a tax increase, with Janesville's water bills going up 53% at the start of the new year. So far, some have said they don't like the idea of paying more, but Gagan says it's a minor price to pay for a major payoff.
We understand that there are some short-term pains from a monthly budgeting perspective. However, I think what the community should realize is that there are some long-term positive benefits as well.
Gagan says all in all, people in Janesville can expect their bill to rise by about $8 a month. Theisenhusen says the only alternative to replacing the water mains is them continuing to break.
Adam Duxter live in Rock County tonight. Adam, thank you. To weather now, humid out today. A short break from the storms that were a little noisy last night. Let's go to meteorologist Chris Reese. Chris?
They were certainly noisy last night. Packed quite a punch as well with some of those damaging winds, but now things are a lot more calm for us. We've actually begun to see a little bit of sunshine filtering through the cloud cover, so that's a welcome change as we move into the evening. Temperature has dropped another degree as well. We're now at 78 after topping out at 80. Winds still coming out of the south and west at 6 miles per hour. 82 right now in Janesville. Same for our friends over in Kenosha. Boscobel at 83. Watoma at 81. But more and more of those upper 70s are certainly starting to show up. And again, those showers and thunderstorms are moving away as we go through the rest of the overnight hours. But they're going to come back. That's something to keep in mind. So we'll go with mostly cloudy skies overnight tonight. Lows fall towards 68. Some more showers and thunderstorms will develop late tonight towards Wednesday morning. And then there are more rain chances to go. We're timing that all out and main weather.
Chris, thanks. Madison police are working to find who's responsible for stealing 16 laptops and cash from a community center. Staff at the Bridge Lake Point Winona Neighborhood Center found the break-in about 8 this morning. Police say a window screen was missing. They think that is how the intruder got in. Kenosha County prosecutors say a 20-year-old man is accused of manufacturing thousands of counterfeit vaping cartridges per day. Tyler Huffhines is expected to be formally charged with manufacturing THC and possession with intent to deliver, among other charges. He's due in court on Friday. The manufacturing operation was running for almost 2 years with 10 employees. Last week, authorities seized 188 pounds of marijuana, THC oil, 8 firearms, and about $20,000 from his mother's condo in the Kenosha County village of Bristol. And that arrest comes as health officials investigate 450 possible cases in 33 states, including here in Wisconsin, where vaping was linked to severe lung disease. Health officials have warned against buying counterfeit vaping cartridges. It is unknown if that Wisconsin operation was linked to any of those illnesses.
A 21-year-old man could face charges for recklessly endangering safety after shooting off a gun in broad daylight at a Watertown park. This happened at Riverside Park around 2 o'clock this afternoon. Police arrested the man who had a handgun on him, according to officers, and appeared to be shooting at trees near the volleyball court. There are no reports of any injuries. The man accusing a retired priest of sexual assault says he came forward more than a decade later because he wondered if there were other people who felt victimized.
We heard from that accuser in Jefferson County Court today as William Nolan faces 6 felony counts of second-degree sexual assault of a child. Rose Schmidt tells us how the defense is responding.
As day 2 of the trial wraps up for the day, the alleged victim says watching the movie Spotlight inspired him to come forward. But the defense says many of the details of his story don't add up. The accuser takes the stand for the first time in Jefferson County Court, describing what he says was at least 100 sexual encounters between him and William Nolan. The man, now 26, says the sexual assaults happened for 4 years, starting in 2006, when he was an altar boy at St. Joseph's Church, and Nolan was his priest.
I'm not terrorized by it. I'm not having nightmares by it because of the nature of our relationship. It wasn't forced.
The accuser says he developed a crush on Nolan as a middle schooler, and they started to have sexual encounters in the church, at Nolan's home, and in public places. He says because he often instigated the acts, he felt guilty for coming forward more than a decade later.
So I felt bad getting a man in trouble who I did not hate or did not dislike. So I felt bad. I had a quite hard time calling the police, knowing that it would put him in very serious trouble.
Nolan's attorney is trying to poke holes in his argument, using multiple examples where details he described change, including a sexual encounter on a ski trip.
At one point, you told Detective Hefty it occurred after he took you out to dinner at Denny's in Janesville, after the ski trip? Yes?
Yeah.
At one point, you told Detective Hefty that it occurred in his office before you went on the ski trip that day? So yes?
Yeah.
The defense argues that the timing of many of the alleged incidents the accuser told a police detective about doesn't add up.
You also told her that there was never a time you almost got caught, didn't you?
There wasn't.
Okay, and this occurred, by your own estimate, at least 100 times, right?
Correct?
Sometimes in a private location, i.e. the rectory.
Sure.
Later this week, we're also expecting to hear testimony from the principal and teachers at St. Joseph's, where the alleged victim went to school. In Jefferson County, I'm Rose Schmidt, News 3 Now.
And the alleged victim's mother and father also testified this morning. He says he often lied to them about his whereabouts when he was with Nolan.
Today is Suicide Prevention Day, and a new study shows how Wisconsin rates have increased over the past 2 decades. According to the Wisconsin Department of Health Services, the state's suicide rate increased 40% between 2000 and 2017. In 2017, the second leading cause of death in adolescents was suicide. Nearly 3/4 of gun-related deaths from 2013 to 2017 were suicides. If you are struggling, please know that there is help out there. You can call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 1-800-273-8255.
A 29-year-old woman is dead and a 5-year-old boy critically injured after their car crashed into a dump truck.
This is the second fatal crash with a dump truck in Rock County in just 2 days. Amanda Quintana looked into that for us today. Amanda?
2 tragedies just a day apart. The most recent happened yesterday, just before 4 o'clock at County Highway B in the town of Magnolia. A 29-year-old woman didn't stop at a stop sign and ran into a dump truck. We just got an update that her 5-year-old boy has broken bones and bruised lungs, but he will be okay. And a 2-month-old baby also survived. This just a day after an allegedly intoxicated driver ran into a parked dump truck in Milton, killing his 20-year-old passenger. Although the dump truck's involvement in both of these crashes is a coincidence, they bring back memories for Lori Cornu Owens, who was paralyzed by a crash with a dump truck years ago.
Anything that powerful and strong, it could kill you in an instant. And people need to take that very, very seriously.
She's urging drivers to be careful and aware of their surroundings. As for the woman killed in the crash, the sheriff's office says she was on the phone and could have been distracted by that or the kids, but we probably won't know what made her miss that stop sign. Police say with large trucks and equipment like that, they don't move when they're hit. They're such a solid force that unfortunately crashes end in a lot of injury in those cases.
Amanda Quintana reporting for us tonight. Thank you so much, Amanda. About a year since Foxconn pledged $100 million to UW-Madison for a new engineering building and company-related research, the university says it's received less than 1% of that money, only about $700,000 of that commitment. The tech company made that promise in August of 2018. UW spokesperson John Lucas says changes in Foxconn's executive leadership and business priorities have yielded, quote, no significant process in discussions about that investment. Foxconn announced last week that Louis Wu, who had often represented the company in Wisconsin, stepped down for personal reasons.
More local news now. The Dane County Regional Airport has a new nonstop destination. Sun Country Airlines adding seasonal service from Madison to Orlando International Airport, also McCarran International Airport in Las Vegas. The airline already offers flights from Madison to Fort Myers and Tampa. Flights are on sale now at suncountry.com.
Next at 6, Quick Trip is making its Glazers, its chicken sandwiches, its Karuba coffee more accessible. We'll hear more about their partnership with Eat Street to make it happen.
And there's more local news ahead. The Sun Prairie community supporting a 7-year-old girl who suffered a traumatic brain injury. How their contributions are making a difference. That's tonight on News 3 Now at 10. A Madison groomer is up for an award at the world's largest grooming show. Caitlin Reed of Serenity Pet Spa, one of 6 finalists for the prestigious Barclays Up and Coming Groomers Award at the Groom Expo. That's in Hershey, Pennsylvania this weekend. More than 5,000 pet professionals will be there. Reed has been grooming competitively now for 3 years. She says she's honored to be recognized for something she loves doing. Well, if you like Quick Trip, you like Eat Street, you'll love this. The two are partnering so you can get anything from Quick Trip delivered right to your door.
Jamie Perez spoke with the two companies today to show us how it works.
This is a partnership that you never thought that you might need. Quick Trip and Eat Street are partnering together to bring all of the convenience of a Quick Trip right to your door.
This is the sound Quick Trip employees hear when they get an order from Eat Street.
Awesome.
Right from your phone, you can select from more than 400 items of things that you want delivered to you.
That's this, fruit parfait. They're listing of Glazers.
Once you place your order, Quick Trip prepares it for the Eat Street delivery driver to take it to you.
Hello, I'm here for order for 316 West Wash.
And then they head out to deliver it to you.
Hello, I'm here with your order.
How are you?
Good.
Cool. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
This new partnership is picking up some business for Quick Trip.
Usually between 7 and 10 at night, this is usually when we get the most orders.
And it's making things more convenient for everyone else.
I think the convenience is awesome. The options are really great too, because you can get some like drinks, and you can go coffee, and you can go sandwiches, and you can also get some cold stuff. So I think the amount of things that you can choose from is really awesome.
Plus, you'll be supporting a popular local business.
A lot of competition with DoorDash and Grubhub and everybody else, but I think it's gonna do real good. Quick Trip is awfully busy.
Pretty neat, right? Well, there's several locations around Madison that are offering free delivery from now through September 23rd. I'll have a list of those locations on our website at channel3000.com. In Madison, I'm Jamie Perez for News 3 Now.
So the launch has been successful so far. In the coming weeks, Eat Street plans to also launch delivery for Quick Trip locations in Eau Claire, Janesville, and Wausau.
Coming up in sports, the Packers are gearing up for their home opener against the Minnesota Vikings. We'll hear from quarterback Aaron Rodgers about the team's developing offensive line.
And thunderstorm chances throughout the week, but we are still hanging on to summer-like temperatures out there. Chris Reese has your first alert forecast coming up.
'87 was the magic number for the warmest spot in Wisconsin. Today, that was in Kenosha. 86 was the temperature in Janesville. La Crosse also made it to 86 degrees today. Folks, these are temperatures that sound like we're talking about the summer. A lot of us made it into the 80s for those highs. Madison hit 80, Boscobella 84. Our high was 6 degrees above normal, our low 13 degrees above normal. So it's one of those days where you're truly seeing the above average temperatures, and we're warm out there now. 78 degrees. The wind's still coming out of the south and west at 6 miles per hour. Dew points are still high as well. Folks, if you haven't figured it out yet, we're talking about July here in September. It's here for a visit, that's for sure. We're still seeing those winds out of the south and west. Janesville still at 82 right now. Boscobel still at 83, and La Crosse is still at 84. Those dew points well into the 60s and even the low 70s. Platteville, your dew point, 73. This is a humidity that your clothes start to stick to your skin a little bit. Things get very uncomfortable. In fact, we are borderline tropical when it comes to how it actually feels with the humidity outside, but our dew points have come down a little bit. Some of those showers and thunderstorms have moved away. For today, we're seeing a little bit of sunshine filtering in, but I do think we might start to see some added shower and thunderstorm development overnight tonight into tomorrow. Most of that's coming from the strong to severe thunderstorms that are really out of our area, but they're going to be inching closer as we head into Wednesday. So tomorrow, and when it comes to our severe weather outlook, we actually have a marginal risk for strong to severe storms throughout much of the the southern two-thirds of the state of Wisconsin. But that even lingers into your Thursday as well, with the slight risk back across parts of Iowa in a setup that's very similar to what we had yesterday and last night. The reason we're keeping a lot of these storm chances around is simply because the front that's responsible for a lot of this is going to hang around our neck of the woods as we go through the next couple of days. Several disturbances will be riding along that. By the time we get you towards late Wednesday night into Thursday morning, this boundary starts to lift towards the north just a little bit. This allows more warmer air and more moisture and instability to filter in from the Gulf of Mexico. Then as the cold front starts to arrive by Thursday afternoon, you see what happens. It unzips all of that untapped into moisture and instability, and we start to see more widespread showers and thunderstorms. As that cold front pushes through, then behind it, we will start to clear things out a little bit. But folks, we could really see a lot of water as we go through the rest of the week. We saw 2 to 3 inches of rainfall last night. We could see another 1 to 4 inches of rainfall going through the rest of the week. So we're certainly going to be paying attention to localized high water issues. But folks, going through tonight, look for the clouds to come back. We'll see some isolated showers towards tomorrow morning. More clouds and isolated showers throughout the day on Wednesday, and then even to Wednesday night as that boundary kind of pushes a little bit towards the south. We'll start to see another round of some showers and thunderstorms. So keep the umbrellas handy as we go through the week, all the way into your Thursday night as well. And then eventually we will cool things down at least a little bit towards the weekend. We're looking at clearing things out by Friday afternoon, a high of 72, staying in the 70s for most of Saturday. Sunday we warm up. Next Tuesday, I'm sweating thinking about that one. And then we'll see another chance for some showers and thunderstorms next Thursday and Friday.
Is there ever a bad time for a bye week? Well, the Badgers hope they can keep their momentum going. The story's coming up in sports. Gary Karner is stepping down as commissioner of the WIAC next August. He's been the commissioner the last 23 years, and during his time, the WIAC has won 76 NCAA Division III national championships. Karner will retire as the longest-serving commissioner in the history of the Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference next August. So what are you going to do without a Badger football game this Saturday? It's one of 2 bye weeks this regular season. The other one comes between games at Ohio State and home against Iowa at the end of October. Seems like it's a little early in the college season to have a bye week already, but you have to put 2 of them in somewhere. Since the Badgers won their first 2 games by a total of 110-0, you'd think they'd want to keep that momentum going and play again this week, but they're not, and they're going to make the best of it.
Yeah, one of the biggest things, we got to make sure that, we stay focused in this bye week. Got time for guys to get healthy who are banged up, time for guys to, get their mind right. But, especially me being one of the leaders on the team, we want to make sure that we keep guys focused and understand that, once we take the field again, we got to make sure we're still on how we have been the past 2 games.
The Packers' home opener is Sunday, and it's a big one as they host the Minnesota Vikings at noon at Lambeau Field. Now, you'd think the Packers would have to score more points to beat the Vikings than the measly 10 they had against the Bears last Thursday. The new Packers offense was nothing to write home about. Now, the Bears do have a very good defense, but seems like we all expected more from the Packers offense. Aaron Rodgers suggests not to worry, give it some time, it'll come.
Everybody needs to understand that this is going to be the first kind of iteration of our offense, and because it is a new scheme and there are new pieces, this is going to grow from this point. I'm excited about the stuff that we have the stuff we've been working on in camp, and there's going to be even more. So I think that's the exciting part. Is I like the foundational start for this offense. I think it could be very tough to stop.
The Brewers have just started the second game of their 4-game series at Miami. They won last night to keep pace in the race for the National League wild card. They stayed 2 games behind the Cubs for that second spot. Late last night, the Cubs kept their 2-game lead over the Brewers with a 10-2 win at San Diego. One of their top minor league prospects, Nico Hoerner, became only the second Cub since 1920 to get 3 hits and 4 RBI in his major league debut. Not surprisingly, Hoerner will start at shortstop for the Cubs again tonight. Prep Mania High School Football Game of the Week takes us to Mansfield Stadium for the Big 8 showdown between Middleton and Madison Memorial. We're live, channel3000.com, Friday night at 7 with Brof and Allen. Then you can see the replay of the game Sunday at 1, next Wednesday at 6 on TVW. Middleton, Madison Memorial, then Verona, Sun Prairie, then Verona, Madison Memorial after that, the next 3 weeks. So those are big ones.
The season's cruising right along. It's going to feel like pretty nice weather on Friday night for football.
Yeah, Friday things will start to cool down. We'll see that humidity move out. Friday's highs will be into the 70s. But it feels like summer in the 2 days before that. Keep the umbrellas handy. Off and on rain Wednesday and Thursday.
Well, thanks for joining us for News. You're now at 6.
We'll see you back here at 10. Have a good one.